everyone. I am I'm homesick from school today, so I decided that I should start my reading series. I'm going to be reading fan fiction, stories, one-shots, imagines, anything that it would be requested to me. If it is requested, I'm going to have to ask permission first before I read it. So today I'm going to be reading one of my own stories, which is called High Up, and it's a Jacksepticeye and Markiplier fanfiction that I have started writing. I'm going to be reading the first chapter. I have 19 so far, so this would probably be a good series. But excuse my stuttering because I can't read aloud. And my voice is going, so I'm probably gonna have to strain to talk. But I hope you guys like it. Chapter 1, Ruined Hoodie. Sitting on the rooftop wasn't a common thing for Mark, but today he had just been complete shit. He sighed as he stepped out of the window onto the roof, looking out across the normally empty space, seeing a shaking figure several feet in front of him. Mark's day had been just as, if not more, miserable than the night before had been. He'd been on the verge of tears all day and had felt overwhelmingly sick on top of it all. Mark had been forced to go to school by his mother that morning because he would be out in about a week for a few days. Mark couldn't get the thought out of his head. Walking into one of his best friend's houses to find him dead, he'd killed himself alone in his room. Daniel Kyer, he was a sweet boy and Mark loved to be around him. He always thought that he was okay. He had always seemed so happy. We regret to inform you that Daniel Kyer has passed away. He will be missed dearly by everyone. He shook his head as the announcement from that morning played in his head for the millionth time that day. Tears filled his eyes as he furiously tried to blink them away. Mark's head snapped up as he heard a sniffle come from the figure, causing Mark to get curious. "Hey, you alright?" Mark said as he approached the figure, placing his hand on the person's shoulder. "Leave me the fuck alone, you fucking snoop," the boy shouted as he spun around in Mark's direction. I, Mark stammered, recognizing the boy as Sean McLaughlin. He just moved here from Ireland. He gets made fun of a lot, and he doesn't seem to know anyone really. The poor boy was crying his eyes out on the roof of the school all alone. "You what?" he growled. "I just thought that You what? Fucking spit it out already." I just thought that... That's when Mark knew that he wasn't just feeling ill because of the stress of the past day or so. He was actually sick. Mark promptly puked on Jack and passed out. Fishback? Sorry, I can't pronounce his last name. Sean spoke, scrunching his nose as he looked down at his favorite hoodie. "Damn it," he huffed, looking at the boy lying limp on the ground in front of him. He pulled his hoodie off and tossed it over his arm before sliding both of his arms under Mark's and dragged the older boy down to the nurse. Sean was sitting off to the side of the nurse's office, waiting for Mark to wake up. Though Sean may hate Mark, he still wanted to make sure that the boy was okay, even if he had ruined Sean's favorite sweater. Mark's eyes fluttered open, slightly dazed and confused for a moment before he realized where he was. His first thought was, "Did Sean carry me all the way down here? I never knew he was that strong. Wow." Mark sat up and Sean looked over at him. "Nurse, he's awake." Sean spoke up. Within seconds, the nurse came rushing in, speaking a mile a minute, making it pretty much impossible to understand her. Sean watched as she pretty much shoved the pills down Mark's throat, still speaking faster than the speed of light. "Next time you are sick, you should come down here, Mr. Fitchback," was the only thing understood by either boy as she rushed out to go help Ian, who'd hurt himself somehow again. "Thank you," Mark called out after her. "You shouldn't be thanking me, Mark," she called back. "Sean, it's Jack," he shouted. "Jack." "Sorry, Jack. Thank you so much, Jack," Mark stuttered. Suddenly, Jack grasped Mark's shirt, holding Mark close to his face. "Tell one fucking person, Mark. One person, I'll break your fucking mouth." The Irishman sneered. I won't. You better not. Also, you ruined my clothes, you arsehole, he growled, stomping out. As Mark was leaving, he noticed Jack's hoodie hanging off the edge of the trash bucket. Feeling bad about what happened, he went and grasped it, taking it home to try and fix it. He walked home, washing Jack's hoodie till it was clean, then grabbed about $100 that he had been saving up for a new gaming system, and went to get Sean a new pair of shoes, feeling awful for what he'd done to the poor boy. To poor Sean earlier that day. He was hoping that Jack, he had to keep reminding himself of that. He was hoping Jack would like the shoes. It was all he could afford. They seemed his style and they matched his hoodie that he'd finished cleaning, and it looked brand new. Please don't hate this, Mark mumbled to himself. He noticed how much he was thinking about Jack. He was really worried about him after seeing the small boy so upset this morning. But Mark knew it was more than worry, more like a crush. Mark hadn't had a crush since Ken. He shook his head, trying to forget about it. No matter how hard he tried, he could never forget. Sorry that chapter was so short. I cannot pronounce Mark's last name, so it's probably I wrote his last name down quite a bit in the first few chapters, so it's probably gonna be awkward for me to say it. So please don't get mad at me. Thank you for watching, but I am going to be doing a series like this, and it's going to have, I'm going to be doing like all of this story, and if you guys have any requests for stories or fan fictions or imagines or one-shots or pretty much anything, then I will read it and post it, so then you guys don't have to read it. You can listen to it instead. Thanks for watching. Bye!